QPR have themselves a new manager. It is Marti Cifuentes. Here is my reaction. There were 3 championship clubs looking for a new manager. Now there are only 2, with Cifuentes the new man at Loftus Road. We had raised the possibility that QPR already had somebody lined up following the sacking of Gareth Ainsworth, on the basis of that one line in the statement announcing he'd gone that said, "We understand the importance of appointing a new head coach quickly, and an announcement on this will follow in the coming days." Our hunch was correct. Ainsworth announced as gone at 8 p.m. on Saturday. Cifuentes announced as the new guy 8:27 p.m. on Monday. Now, I've been brought up to tell the truth, and that extends to my content here on the channel, so I'm probably in the same boat as many people watching in saying that Marti Cifuentes is a new name on me, and I am in no way familiar with his body of work. Spaniard Cifuentes appears to be a career coach. He's relatively young at 41, although the average age for a manager does seem to be dropping year on year. Despite that, he does have first-team experience in Spain, Norway, Denmark and Sweden, as well as youth and assistant work in a very busy and diverse-looking CV so far. Let's be honest, QPR have tried pretty much everything in the dugout over the past handful of seasons. Steve McLaren was the fallen big name, Mark Warburton, the known quantity, Mick Beale, the assistant with the big reputation, Neil Critchley, the hot hand who kind of just happened to be available at the time, and Gareth Ainsworth, the larger-than-life former player. I guess we can call Cifuentes the exotic European left field pick, but look, of course, we're generalising and painting with broad strokes here. What really matters now for QPR is the chemistry between manager and club. Is it the right fit at the right time? I'm not aware of the length of contract that Cifuentes has signed. Maybe we'll find out in the press stuff today, but let's be very clear about this. The brief in the short term is very simple. Get QPR 21st position or higher as soon as possible and keep them there until the season is over. Obviously, Rangers fans are understandably going to want something viable for the long haul in terms of building a team, implementing a style, etc. But as much as people like to think a relegation and a reset can be a positive thing, that does tend to be a straw clutching exercise at best, and I'd always put that as a worst case scenario. We've mentioned all those managers, and it's not been the most stable time for QPR since relegation from the Premier League in 2015. In those 8 seasons they've been in the Championship, they've finished on average about 15th and always seem to have been on the razor's edge financially. Cifuentes then inherits a club in 23rd position with pretty much a year's worth of losing mentality, but there are some decent tools to work with there potentially. Cher and Willock were once considered the division's dynamic duo. Sinclair Armstrong is unpolished but has loads of potential. Lyndon Dykes, a full international striker. Sam Field is often linked with moves higher up the pyramid. And Begovic, Cook, Colback, all added in the summer to add vast experience into the squad. They may not have the best squad in the Championship, but I'm unsure as to whether it's the 23rd best squad, as the league table would currently intimate. So, in the most positive way, if Cifuentes gives ideas and new energy to a squad who may or may not be underachieving currently, there's definitely potential for a trend up. After all, they can only go one place lower. I'd also say that at its best, Loftus Road is tight, imposing, and that is just not being leveraged either. The home form is the worst in the league this season, and the second worst last season. As I said, I honestly don't know enough about Cifuentes to add a little bit of reason to what is already a tough prediction to make in the first place. I've laid out the best case scenario as fresh ideas to an underperforming squad leading to a trend up. We all know there's also a very straightforward worst case scenario, and that is that Cifuentes cannot get a tune out of this squad, or that Rangers' horrible start leaves them a bit too much to do, even if he does. I'm hearing quite a few people advance the theory that it's 3 from the current bottom 4 for Championship relegation, even this early in the season. Can Cifuentes make sure that if that's true, it's QPR who are the ones who escape? There you go, that is my take on Marti Cifuentes, appointed the new QPR boss. Let me know yours down there in the comments. I realise it's all just a hunch at the moment, but how do you see him doing, and what do you think of the hire more generally? I'm sure we're going to be back with news on the Millwall and Bristol City jobs sometime very, very soon. But in the meantime, I'd love you to stick with the channel and click here to check out my hot takes from the past weekend in the Championship, with literally everyone towards the top of the table winning.